Hey Collective and Soul Tribe, happy Friday, aka Friyay, aka Freedom Friday, Fabulous Friday, all right? It is March the 13th. It is snowing where I am in Canada, all right? And you know, funny, I did mention this in my first video too. As much as this might shock some people, but I do not have a TV. I got rid of my TV like maybe 3-4 years ago. Yeah, it's been a long time. I don't have a TV. I either watch things if I feel like I want to watch something on my tablet or my phone, but really and truly I don't watch TV. I try to stay away from that, and I try to stay away from looking at the weather also. But yeah, in one of my readings, I was literally like harping on the fact that there was something about change, but I also kept mentioning like the weather. Even when it came to like storms, it was my divination other deck that I had that I normally use in most of my readings, right? And I kept saying storms are coming or storms are significant. Yeah, it's definitely snowing. I don't think it's gonna last though, so it is what it is. But it's so funny how yesterday I was doing my reading in the car and I'm like, you know what, let me get some fresh air. And then today is like a catastrophe. So that's very funny how intuition works, okay? But anyways, I hope you guys are having a wonderful Friday. All right, let's see what you guys need to know when it comes to journey oracle messages, or what you guys need to know when it comes to, you know, receiving clarity, all that good stuff. All right, so Spirit, what messages do you have for the collective at this time? What do they need to know at this time for March the 13th? What does the collective need to know for March the 13th when it comes to their journey? What messages do you have for the collective and soul tribe for March 13th, please? Ooh, I don't know if you guys saw that flip over, but that was Take a Leap. Okay, so there could be something about, well, that card that popped out, Take a Leap. This could be about you guys taking a leap of faith when it comes to your inspirations. Now, this could be you guys being inspired about newer, you know, ideas, new things. Okay, this could be a new job, okay, new career, whatever this is. But there's something about you being inspired or receiving inspiration because of, you know, basically all the ideas that you guys have, or you guys have so many ideas where it's almost like you don't know where to start. This is the perfect time to ground yourself so that you can plan and kind of like get all your ducks in a row and figure out, okay, I like this, but make a list of what you'd really like and kind of go through each thing and kind of see which one out of that list you like the most, basically. Like what really makes you excited when you see these things out of that list. So if this is like drawing or painting or singing, and then say you have like, I don't know, transcribist and all these different, you know, things, what out of that list do you really like the most? It's almost like, do you go towards the creativity side, or are you more of the, you know, logical side? So that's where you kind of have an idea where you feel like you can fit into when it comes to your inspirations, figuring out what you like, what you don't like, and having clarity on that, right? There's something about light in the dark. I always say this about this message when it comes to everything in the dark comes to light, right? So there's something about you shining light on something, or you seeing something when it comes to your intuition. Like I said, third eye, but receiving clarity could be very significant. But there is something about shining light on certain conversations or topics or ideas that could be very significant. This could be you, okay? You could be someone who does that for other people, or there's something about you seeing this like online, right? Or just seeing this like while you're, you know, just out and about or just scrolling, right? Yeah, clarity. So there's something about clarity. You guys could have received clarity about a situation or about something. Okay, so take what resonates with that. Okay, something about the present time is very significant. Okay, with the divine timing as well. So there's something about divine timing when it comes to the present time. You're helping your future self at this moment. There's something about you receiving clarity about something happening right now that's going to help you in your future self, okay? So this is your highest self basically thanking you for choosing, you know, your intuition, or choosing the clarity that you were inspired to take when it comes to like your inspirations or goals and dreams, you know, things like that, right? Whatever it is that you guys are working on, or whatever it is that you're doing, you're definitely helping your future self. whatever it is that you're seeing could be helping your future self as well. Yeah, create. So something that you guys are doing, creating is very significant, is helping your future self. You guys are creating something new. Okay, this could be a new beginning. You guys, could be creating, like I said, new art. Okay, new projects, new, new things, new beginnings as well, right? But yeah, when it comes to integrity, that is significant, right? So even when it comes to like the present time, you helping your future self, when it comes to you creating, there's something about your integrity that's significant as well. And there's something about you being tied to your integrity as well. There's something about your creations, maybe helping people when it comes to their integrity. Even when it comes to like their inner child, that can be very significant too. So inner child energy when it comes to receiving clarity is very significant. And also when it comes to certain difficulties, okay, there's something about, even though you're tapping into certain things when it comes to you seeing, like again, you guys could have always seen things as a child. There's something about you healing your inner child as well when it comes to receiving clarity about something in the present moment. Even when it comes to like difficulties at this moment, you guys are still helping your future self regardless about what is happening, okay? So even if there's like a cloudy day, or even if you guys are going through difficulties or challenges or obstacles, it doesn't matter if it's now, you guys are still able to move forward, okay? We have nature, okay? So tulips, daffodils, could be very significant. Confirmation with the horn I just heard outside. But nature is very significant, okay? When it comes to helping your future self, like I said, going out in nature, being in nature, even if you are going through difficult moments, you will still ground yourself some way, somehow. So this could be walking outside. This could be you just, chilling. Look at me. I was in the car doing readings yesterday, so that could even be significant for some of you, just chilling in your car, okay, just to get clarity. Yeah, persona. So there's something about you when it comes to your energy, your creations, okay, the integrity that you have as well. It's almost like even if you're going through difficult times or difficulties, you still find ways to ground yourself, and you still show up in your persona, okay, in your skin that you're in your body, in your energy. So it's almost like even when it comes to personas too, people may feel like you wear a persona, but you don't, right? It's like what you see is what you get, right? For some of you guys, you don't need to wear a persona basically to, to create. Okay, that's confirmation too. Like, how some people like for me, when it comes to lighting, I just do the lighting so that you guys can see the messages clearly. But I'll be honest with you, if I didn't do readings and I was just content creating and it didn't matter like how I showed up, you guys would see me in the dark 99.9% of the times with a little tiny light talking, and all you see is like two little beady eyes. That's all you would see, right? But because I do these kind of readings, then yeah, I'm definitely going to show up. But there's something about you guys too when it comes to showing up. Maybe when it comes to certain places or people or things, you have to wear a persona. But then there's something about you meeting people who are similar like you, and you don't have to wear a persona. So there's something about like you being able to be your authentic self, right? And create and be in your integrity. But then people might think that you're wearing a persona, but in actuality, you're like, no, this is the real me. Like, this is who I am. You don't get anything better than that, right? Right? So it's almost like what you see is what you get. So if I'm happy, I'm happy. If I'm mad, I'm mad. If I'm sad, I'm sad, right? And it's almost like people feel like you're wearing a persona because maybe you're not coming onto social media or, showing up in people's lives like crying and begging and asking for help and saying, woe is me and why is my life? Like, you guys don't do that. And that's why I say a lot of you guys are very strong and you have strength, because even if you guys say you do cry in your room by yourself, shoot, who doesn't? You're human, okay? If you punch a wall, don't punch too many walls now. I'm not judging you, but don't break the place, right? But at the same time, to get your anger out, if you do boxing or, if you want to scream in your pillow or go to one of those rooms where you can throw dishes or whatever the case is, like, I'm not even judging, right? But there's something about your energy where because you're not showing up like that, in that type of persona, right? People may think that, you're wearing a front or a mask, and it's like, no, I'm actually being my authentic self. So you guys could be very authentic. Yeah, there's something about wholeness, okay? It's like, even when it comes to difficulties, it's like, you will tap into your inner child and you will still go through your difficulties, like whatever. Like, I know I'm going through what I'm going through, but I'm not going to let that get me down. I'm not going to let that stop me from, continuing to move forward. I'm not going to let that stop me from getting up every day, from eating every day, okay, from going to work every day. Like, a lot of times there are days where maybe you don't want to get up, and it's hey, that's life. You don't want to get up, you don't want to move, you don't want to do anything, you want to call in sick, but there's just something in your body or in your energy that forces you to do it, because you have that inner knowing, you have that inner strength, that when you show up for yourself, everything always works out for you, whether the situation is good or bad, right? So there is something about, wisdom and listening to the whispers. Okay, that's very significant when it comes to like your persona and also nature. So take what resonates with that. There's something about pearls that are very significant. We have unfolding, and then we also have season. So something that you're doing when it comes to listening to your intuition and feeling whole with yourself. There's something about something unfolding. This could be you when it comes to your life. Something could be unfolding, or you could be unfolding when it comes to changes, okay? Changes when it comes to, when it's wintertime, you're in stillness, introspection, meditation, going within. When it's spring, you're thinking about whatever seeds that you were, in that stillness, whatever seeds you planted, it's in the middle of, growing, okay? You have to water them, fertilize them for that. In the summertime, they can grow, and that's when you receive that abundance. It's like growing an apple tree and watching it grow in the summer and being able to pluck that apple from the tree. It's almost like success, right? So it's almost like, when I look at this picture too, I think of yin yang energy too. And I also think about, like, when it comes to the color red, red means stop and green means go. So there's something about something in the summertime when it comes to like access, growth, okay? Getting the green light to be approved for something, or getting approval on something. And it's almost like in the wintertime, when you go back to that energy, say, from summer to fall, it's like you guys are going to take another pause where you meditate again and think about the things that happened throughout this year when fall comes again, and questioning whether or not it resonates with you again, and going through that cycle again. So that is the whole purpose of the cycle. Now, if some of you guys don't want to go through those cycles again, some of you guys could be blocking blessings too, because you guys could be protecting your energy. But like I always say, have discernment, because you can still protect your energy and not want to speak to certain people or go certain places, but have discernment as well, because some people that you meet are actually supposed to show up in your energy for a lesson, right? Whether that's you teaching the lesson or them giving the lesson, in a sense where you learn something from them, okay, like resources when it comes to knowledge, that is also significant too. So let me see if I can get one more card. That's a lot. Spirit, give me one more card to end the reading, please, for the collective. Give me one more card to end the reading for the collective. Ooh, thank you very much. And yes, journey. Okay, journey energy. So like I said, while you're on your journey, these are the kind of things that are unfolding for you, or you guys are realizing that are unfolding when it comes to you. Like I said, introspection and courage, right? So take what resonates, even when it comes to getting like a spark of light or a spark of inspiration, is very significant too in transformations, right? You guys are growing, you guys are building, you guys are seeing things from a different light or a different perspective, right? Yeah, curiosity, right? So yeah, take what resonates with that. I'm going to end it here. Thank you guys for the love and the support, and I just saw 13:31 on the timer, but thank you for the love and the support, you guys. I appreciate you. Thank you for the follows, the reposts, the likes, the shares, comments, whatever you guys are doing to support. I do appreciate that, and I do thank you guys. And yeah, if you guys want to follow me on YouTube and TikTok, I post on both platforms. You guys can check me out on my website, www.mysteriouslyunique.ca. You guys can check out my blog and also book a reading, all right? And so much for me taking photos. Like I said, I'm waiting for the weather to get a little bit 100%, where, even if it is raining, at least it's not snow. And then I can maybe start going outside and taking photos again, like I used to, right? And posting that on my website too, because I like taking photos of things. Like, I've captured like some really interesting things like squirrels and stuff, and I'm not like no fancy schmancy photographer, but I do like taking photos of things though. So yeah, hopefully when the weather gets better, I can do that. But yeah, thank you guys for the love and the support. I appreciate you guys. I hope you guys have a wonderful Friday, and I love you guys, and I'll see you next time. All right, guys, have a wonderful day. Bye, guys.